Have you ever wondered if there's a way for your money to, well, make more money all by itself? Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ideas in all of finance, the snowball effect. And you know what the best part is? The math behind it is actually surprisingly simple. Leave it to investing legend Warren Buffett, who credits his partner Charlie Munger for this, to give us the absolute perfect metaphor. Just picture it. You've got a tiny snowball. As it starts to roll, it picks up more and more snow, getting bigger and bigger and moving faster and faster. That is exactly what can happen with your money. So, how do we actually harness this incredible power? Well, it's not some modern, complicated financial trick. This is a principle that's been building fortunes for hundreds of years. And to really get it, we need to start with that very first push. To get our snowball rolling, the first thing we have to understand is that not all growth is created equal. Nope. There are two very, very different ways your money can grow. And the difference between them, well, it's everything.
Okay, so first up, you've got simple interest. Imagine you invest $100 and you get $5 back every single year. That $5 payment, it never changes. Why? Because it's always based on your original $100. It's steady, it's predictable, but it's a straight line.
But then there's compound interest. And this, my friends, is where the magic happens. In the first year, sure, you earn interest on your initial amount. But in the second year, you earn interest on your initial amount plus the interest you already earned. Your interest starts earning its own interest. This is that interest on interest effect that really starts to build momentum. And you can see the crucial difference right here in the math. Simple interest just adds a little bit each time. But compound interest, it multiplies. You see that little n up there in the formula? That's an exponent. And that little guy is the secret sauce that turns simple addition into powerful exponential growth. And wow, look at this. This chart just says it all, doesn't it? With simple interest, your $1,000 grows nice and steady. But with compound interest, it starts slow, and then it just, boom, explodes upward. After 30 years, it's not just a little bigger. It's more than double what you'd have with simple interest. That curve you see? That's the snowball turning into an avalanche. So, what's the core principle that's actually powering this whole effect? Well, it's a concept that is absolutely fundamental to all of finance. It's called the time value of money. The time value of money is at its heart a really simple idea. A dollar today is worth more than a dollar tomorrow. Why? Because the dollar you have in your hand right now can be put to work. It can be invested, it can earn interest, it can start growing. It has potential that a future dollar just doesn't have yet. And listen, this isn't some newfangled idea from Wall Street. The basic concept of interest goes all the way back to ancient civilizations like Sumer. The math was being formalized by geniuses like Fibonacci way back in the 13th century. It's a truly timeless principle. This formula right here, think of it as the recipe for your snowball. It lets you calculate its future value. And you only need 3 ingredients. Your present value, which is what you start with, the interest rate, that's the slope of the hill, and time, which is how long it gets to roll. This simple equation can predict just how big that snowball can get. So, let's just tie this all back to our analogy one more time. The snowball itself, that's your principal, your present value. The slope of the hill, the thing that determines how fast it rolls, that's your interest rate. And the wet snow that sticks to the ball, making it grow bigger and faster, that right there is the act of compounding. Okay, so that's the theory, but how can we actually use this in a practical way? Without whipping out a complex calculator? Well, let's talk about a brilliant little shortcut that gives you a quick and surprisingly powerful estimate. The number you need to burn into your memory is 72. Just 72. This simple number is the key to a fantastic rule of thumb for understanding compound growth in a flash. So here's how easy it is. You take the number 72 and you divide it by whatever your annual interest rate is. The answer you get, that's roughly the number of years it will take for your investment to double in value. That's it. It's that simple. And you might be thinking, is this just some cute party trick? Absolutely not. Just look at how accurate it is. At an 8% interest rate, the rule says your money will double in 9 years. The precise, nerdy calculation? 9.01 years. It's an amazingly reliable shortcut you can do in your head. Okay, so we've got the math, we've got the shortcuts, but that leads to the biggest question of all, right? When does the slow roll of the snowball actually start to feel like an avalanche?
Because let's be real, for the first few years, the growth can feel incredibly slow. You're putting in the work, you're saving, but the numbers aren't really moving all that much. So when does that change? When do you really start to feel that exponential power kicking in?
An investor online just put it perfectly. The tipping point isn't really a dollar amount. It's that moment, that amazing moment when the money your investments are generating is more than the new money you're adding yourself. That's when you know your snowball is officially rolling on its own. A lot of experienced investors will point to a big psychological milestone, the first $100,000. They often say it's the absolute hardest to save. And why is that? Because after that point, even a modest return starts to generate a really significant amount of money all by itself, making that next $100,000 come so much faster.
Now, we do have to be realistic here. These formulas are incredibly powerful, but they operate on some simplifying assumptions. In the real world, interest rates are not constant, inflation can eat away at your buying power, and returns are never, ever guaranteed. This is a model, a powerful one for sure, but it's not a perfect crystal ball.
So what's the bottom line? How do you actually make this work for you? Well, the game plan is clear. Number 1, start as early as you possibly can. Time is your most valuable ingredient. 2, be consistent. 3, reinvest everything to let the compounding do its thing. And finally, number 4, be patient. This is a decades-long game, not a get-rich-quick sprint.
You know, the math is simple, but the results can be absolutely life-changing. The potential for this incredible growth is just sitting there, waiting at the top of the hill. So really, the only question left is, what's your first push going to be?